thought of, you have often stated that Pakistan pursued the subconventional conflict strategy with India in the hope that it can control the conventional military dynamic, preventing it from escalating. What is, in your opinion, what has happened with reference to Operation Sindoor? Do you think Pakistan today is not able to escalate or is not in control of escalation? How do you see this escalation, de-escalation dynamic between India and Pakistan after Operation Sindoor?
Thank you. It's an excellent question, sir. Let me start by explaining broadly what is Pakistan's strategic thinking. I say so is because I have been in a track 2 dialogue with Pakistan now for good 15 years. And many a times Pakistanis do come up and present their papers on strategic stability, etc. So the perception of the Pakistan is the their domination of the subconventional space provides them with the legitimacy of causing damage to India and destabilizing the Indian state at low cost. They have perceived that India would not be escalating the situation in the conventional domain, but this changed post Balakot. But Balakot was again an interesting example in their lexicon. In Balakot, we retaliated to what happened in Pulwama and we launched a major strike on a terrorist camp, and it was a one-off strike. And what the Pakistani did was that they launched a aerial aerial incursions over Indian line across the line of control in retaliation to our this thing, and shot down one of our planes and captured our pilot. So that single shot escalation and retaliation finished over there. I'm not going to too much of details, but finished over there with the return of the pilot. But it also had its own very interesting implications for what we call as strategic escalation management. The fundamental issue from the Pakistani perspective is that India has the potential and the capacity to escalate at any time or retaliate to an action of a low conventional conflict which it perceives to be perpetrated by Pakistan at time of its own choosing. But the lesson they learned from Balakot was that Pakistan also had the potential to deal with such an escalation by escalating itself and retaliation, and thereafter managing one or two rungs of escalation that may occur as a result. In that case also, like it has happened in this case, eventually the whole issue was sorted out by a third party intervention. I mean, India does not say so, neither does the Pakistanis say so, but the fact of the matter is the three ambassadors from France, UK and United States were very active in this whole thing. And as you are fully aware, intervention by the Secretary of State of America, Pompeo at that time, who said, I was woken up in the middle of the night because of the fear of Pakistan having deployed nuclear weapons. So, two things happen. The Pakistan's belief that it can manage any limited escalation that India does in response to a terrorist strike. And the second thing was that it could play the nuclear card. So these are the two things that have happened. What has Sindoor changed? Sindoor has changed by two issues. Sindoor has changed is that by attacking 9 targets spread across Pakistan per se and the Pakistani occupied Kashmir, and not only restricting itself to POK, India has shown that India will attack the terror camps as and where they are and will not allow the Pakistan to shape the narrative. So the cost of such actions will be high and across the board, As you know, today's Times of India is indicating a death of 140 people, including some very senior terrorist leaders. So this is very an important aspect of the whole thing. The second element that what we have done is that we are now trying to say is that not only will we retaliate, but we are not allowing you to take on the subconventional space by trying to exploit that space by sending terrorists across. Any act of terror will have a retaliation similar to an act of war being perpetuated by Pakistan against India. So the new norms are not calibrated, but a retaliation, perceived retaliation, which satisfies us, backed up by telling the Pakistanis that such actions which are perpetrated from a Pakistani soil or collaborated by Pakistan shall get a suitable response from India. It will be taken as an act akin to war.